What's up, guys?
Hi guys, welcome to this week's video. So we often see online in a lot of the Facebook groups in particular that we are in, people asking about the pros and cons of, in particular, moving to Bali. So we thought we would make a quick video up on the top story of our apartment complex, just letting you guys know some of the pros and cons of moving here, ones that we've certainly experienced and ones you can expect should you decide to move here.
We're going to start with the cons of living in Bali first. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video where we talk about the pros. Some of them are quite interesting.
Yeah. Okay, con number one, if you've done any amount of research into Bali, this is the number one thing that is going to show up, and it is traffic. So in Bali, there's definitely more scooters to cars.
Right.
The traffic can get bad. You can be going somewhere that says it's kind of like 10-15 minutes away, and it can sometimes take you 30 to 45 minutes to get there. It's insane.
On top of that, really quickly, I suppose there are road rules here, although not many people follow them. You'll quite often see people riding their scooter on the footpath or down places they're not supposed to ride scooters. People cut in front of each other all the time. However, it works for the people that live in Indonesia.
Yeah, they just make it work.
Yeah, although it is real bad. A lot of traffic jams almost anywhere you go.
Yeah, and it's another reason why we say if you've never driven or ridden a scooter before, Bali is not the place to learn.
Right.
Either do a couple of lessons in your home country or do some lessons here. The Balinese people, the locals, they know exactly what they're doing with the scooters, which means they move quickly, they're zipping in and out of traffic, and if you're not an experienced scooter rider, you're gonna get injured and you're gonna get into an accident. So yeah, the con, the traffic is bad, and don't drive a scooter for your first time in the traffic.
Con number two that comes to mind is mosquitoes and bugs. Maybe in your home country you're used to this, we certainly were not. Thankfully mosquito repellent and stuff like that is very affordable, but yeah, beware. You need to put it on all the time, particularly at night if you're going out. On top of that, there are many different types of bugs here. When I first came here a few years ago, I thought the bugs were on steroids, you know, because you see beetles that big and very large centipedes and millipedes. I learnt about millipedes recently. Most
restaurants will have mosquito repellent on hand, so if you've gone out for dinner and forgotten to apply your own and you're getting eaten alive, they will have it there. You just have to ask for it. The day that I see a large spider is probably the day that I will go home.
Alright, moving on.
Next one. Okay, so the next con is that Bali is a very, very up and coming island, and because of that there is construction everywhere. It is inescapable in all of the properties that we have lived in Bali. There has either been construction when we moved in, construction started just after we moved in, or construction the entire time. The apartment that we're in at the moment, we moved into, it was bliss. There was no construction happening anywhere. We were stoked. We do a lot of editing, so we need quiet. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but about a week after we moved in, the beautiful banana plantation that was right behind our apartment started some full-blown construction.
They like to build here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, next one.
Next.
Alright, number 4, it has to be mentioned. The heat/the weather can be quite unpredictable and sometimes very annoying.
Yeah.
We are in a tropical climate, you know, we're close to the equator. That means that the weather can change quite suddenly. Sometimes we can go out and it will just start pouring with rain like I've never seen in my life.
Yeah.
Thankfully, this only happens usually for about an hour and then it's fine, but my goodness. The flip side of that is the heat, you know, like it's funny. Sometimes we're in the apartment and we've got the air conditioning going and we feel good. As soon as you go outside, it's a sauna, literally.
Yeah.
Quite often, I've talked about in other videos, I don't wear t-shirts because even that is sometimes too hot. What's the next one?
Okay, number 5, footpaths. They don't really exist here. They sort of do in like central Kuta and the real touristy areas, but even when we were in Canggu, you're lucky if you get like 4 or 5 meters of walkable footpaths. I don't think I took photos, but a few weeks ago we were in Ubud, and yeah, granted, okay, it was night and we were walking quite quickly because we were all very hungry and wanted to go to dinner, but I fully ate concrete as we were walking to a restaurant. Like, I kid you not, my knees were bleeding, I cracked my phone. It's just the footpaths here, you really have to be looking down, you can't be looking up because there's tree roots growing through them, or there's literal holes in the footpath. Like, it's not stroller friendly. We spend probably about 50% of the time walking on the road, right?
Absolutely.
On to the next one.
Next one. Number 6. Imported foods. We love cheese. We've spoken about it in previous videos. We hardly buy cheese here because it is very expensive.
On to the pros. Now that we've talked about the cons and the depressing state of our lack of cheese in our fridge, we'll move on to the pros. The first pro is a little bit of a weird one. It is the cost of living. So I'm only going to delicately touch on this because it's going to be different for everyone, but we obviously are from New Zealand. We've mentioned that before. To give you an example, Eggs Benedict per person in New Zealand is about $22 to $25. When you add a coffee on top of that, you're sitting at around $30 per person. In Bali, to get the similar quality breakfast, so like Eggs Benedict plus a coffee, you're looking at 10, maybe 12 if you went to like a really fancy
That's being generous, yeah.
place. Yeah. So, and I mean, okay, Eggs Benedict might have been a dumb example, but the cost of living here is considerably cheaper than where we are from. So a huge pro is that our money is lasting way longer. If we decided in New Zealand that we were going to quit our jobs, it would have been very expensive.
Right.
What we've spent in 6 months, we would probably have spent in 1, maybe 2.
I totally agree.
Yeah, so the cost of living here is incredibly cheap. And I mean, what a beautiful country and a beautiful set of people to be giving our money to. Yeah, economy is a weird topic to talk about, but the cost of living here is considerably cheaper than where we are from. So we are incredibly grateful to be able to do this.
Another really quick example is Gojeks, the Indonesian Uber or taxi. You know, for a half an hour ride, maybe 5 New Zealand or Australian dollars. So yeah, very affordable to get around and eat, among many other things.
Yeah. On to the next pro, I think.
Next pro. Second pro for me and Sam is definitely the surroundings. You've got everything here in Bali, apart from snow, but you can go from beaches to cliffs to villages to rice fields to everything, and it's not too far away, so you've basically got everything. You're never bored here.
Yeah, Bali will give you whatever you're looking for. If you want a jungle experience, it's got it. If you want cliff tops, beautiful. If you want to hike a mountain, it's got it. If you just want to lay on a beach all day, it's got that too. Like, there is everything you could possibly want out of a vacation, all in one place.
Alright, next one.
Number 3, whether you have seen Eat, Pray, Love or not, you will have some semblance of an idea that Bali is an incredibly spiritual island. It is very, very rich in culture, and we've said this in other videos. If you are coming here on vacation, sure, drink your bintangs, go to the nightclubs, buy all the clothes that you want, but it's also important, as we've said before, to experience the culture. Go into the outskirts of town. Go into
The jungle.
Go to the ceremonies. Meditate at a temple. Like, just it's so rich in culture. And I feel like a lot of tourists that come here are missing out on the whole aspect of what Bali actually is. They just think it's a giant party island, and it's not. There is so much more to it than just that. The culture of Bali is a massive pro. Next
one. Number 4 is definitely community. The community here is fantastic. Not only the local people. The local people are great. They're always smiling, always happy to help. We've actually met some friends that are locals now, and they've helped us out with so many things. But also the expats that live here, the people that have moved their life from another country to live here. There are constant meetups every single day. Everyone is willing to help, and I think that's a big part of being on this island. Like, it's a tight-knit community and everyone is willing to help. If we've ever had a question, we just put it into a WhatsApp group or literally ask a local, and everyone is willing to help, which is fantastic.
Yeah, comment down below and we'll link you the WhatsApp groups if you are already in Bali or wanting to move Bali and just want to get prepared. It's a good idea.
Easy.
Yeah.
Alright, next one.
Number 5 is food. So we've been to Bali a few times before deciding to move here and just fell in love with all aspects of the food here, to the point where we would make Indonesian foods back home in New Zealand. I cannot stress enough, you need to branch out from your burgers and your pizzas and your pastas and your chips when you come here and try the nasi goreng, the mee goreng. You really like beef rendang.
Yeah. Bakso.
Bakso ayam. There are so many good foods here. Pisang goreng is another one. If you're just into, it's like fried banana. Like, don't be intimidated by the fact that the name of the food is in a different language. It's like it's not some dramatically different food. Like, try the food. Don't be scared of warongs. The only tip I think we would give is go to a local warong that seems to have people at it. Some of the best food that we have had, and the food that we have almost every single night, are from local warongs. Honestly, the food is incredible.
Absolutely. Alright, next one. Alright, number 6, the last pro. Kind of a funny one actually. We were talking about this before the video, and I think it's definitely a pro. Everywhere you stay, whether that be a villa or a hotel or guest house, they all come with cleaners. They do very good jobs, probably better than I could, to be completely honest. This is definitely a pro.
It's a luxury.
Definitely.
This is our privilege talking. I would like to acknowledge that is our privilege talking.
Absolutely.
It is nice to not have to clean. There's no denying that nobody likes cleaning their house, but I think if we can support someone else and not have to do a chore that we don't love doing, then it is a win-win situation. But I would just really like to acknowledge our privilege and the fact that we can move into a place that has cleaners.
Yeah, most places get cleaned at least once, if not twice a week. The pool guy comes, they do it all. They're real quick and very good.
Yeah. Okay, I finished my coffee. How's yours going?
I got one more sip.
I have a coffee addiction, I think. That's my 4th coffee of the day. That sums up this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something in listening to these pros and cons of Bali. There's always so many more pros to cons.
If you think of any pros or cons, put them in the comments. I'd love to hear other people's experiences.
Yeah.
And as always, if you enjoyed this video, chuck us a subscribe. Like the video, it means a lot to us, more than you probably know. Other than that, we'll see you next Friday with another cool, interesting video.
Next Friday's one's good.
Yeah. You'll want to subscribe so you can go and see that video.
Next Friday's one's great.
Absolutely. Alright, and that's it. Till next time.
Peace.